Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, September 30. The United Kingdom will be providing £360 million in development assistance to the Caribbean, including Jamaica. British Prime Minister David Cameron made the announcement on Tuesday following bilateral discussions with Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller and other government officials. Andrea Chisholm has more.
Prime Minister Cameron says £30 million of the amount was to attract investments to the region, and another £30 million would help Caribbean hospitals become more resilient to natural disasters. The bulk, £300 million, represents cash grants to fund infrastructure projects across the region.
This money could help to unleash trade across the region with new roads, new bridges, new port infrastructure to help speed up freight movements. And I believe it will help benefit British businesses who have the knowledge and expertise to deliver infrastructure improvements.
In a subsequent address to both Houses of Parliament Wednesday morning, he said these new financial commitments represented a down payment on Britain's commitment to Jamaica and the rest of the region. He further asserted that the UK should remain the partner of choice for the Commonwealth Caribbean.
Why? Well, above all, because of our shared values. Democracy, the idea that power flows from the people. The rule of law, the idea that we all have a right to be heard. And human rights. You believe in these things. We believe in these things. Not everyone who beats a path to your door takes the same view.
For JIS News, I'm Andrea Chisholm.
Meanwhile, the governments of Jamaica and the United Kingdom have signed a non-binding memorandum of understanding for the construction of a maximum security prison in Jamaica. A release from the National Security Ministry said the new facility would accommodate between 1,500 and 2,000 inmates. The UK will provide £25 million in grant funding to help build the prison and a further £5.5 million towards the reintegration of inmates. Provision will also be made for up to 300 Jamaicans serving prison sentences in the UK to complete their sentences in the new facility. This is subject to the Jamaican Parliament passing legislation approving the prison transfer agreement, and every request would be subject to an administrative and judicial review process in Jamaica. Prime Minister Cameron underscored the importance of the new prison facility.
Improving the ability of the Jamaican criminal justice system to deal with crime, and also enabling the United Kingdom to return criminals to serve their sentence. This, I believe, is in the interests of both of us and is a good example of how we can work together to benefit people here in Jamaica and in Britain too.
And the hot-button issue of reparations also came up for discussions during the British Prime Minister's visit to the island. Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller addressed the issue during Tuesday's bilateral discussions,
indicating that Jamaica is involved in a process under the auspices of the Caribbean community to engage the UK on the matter. While we are aware of the obvious sensitivities involved.
And in an interview with reporters Wednesday morning, Mr. Cameron said while reparations was an important debate, he did not believe it was the right answer.
Of course, this is an important debate. I mean, my view is that as we look into the past, we should think of all of the aspects of the past, not least the action that Britain took for many decades to wipe slavery off the high seas and off the face of our planet. And so I don't think reparations are the right answer.
Mr. Cameron was addressing journalists after a wreath laying for World Wars I and II veterans held at the National Heroes Park Wednesday morning. His two-day visit to Jamaica began with a warm welcome at the Norman Manley International Airport Tuesday afternoon. He left the island late Wednesday morning. A few hours after Mr. Cameron's departure, Prime Minister of Japan, His Excellency Shinzo Abe, arrived in Jamaica for an official visit. He was met at the Norman Manley International Airport by Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller and other members of her cabinet. Mr. Abe also had bilateral discussions with the Prime Minister and other senior government officials. The Japanese Prime Minister also had a scheduled visit to the Bob Marley Museum and a reception hosted by the Prime Minister. He leaves the island on Thursday. Meanwhile, Her Royal Highness the Princess Royal Princess Anne also arrived in Jamaica on Wednesday. While here, she will participate in the Caribbean-Canada Emerging Leaders Dialogue CCELD, which provides an avenue for emerging leaders to develop their skill set. Her Royal Highness will also visit Up Park Camp and other locations in Kingston and St. Andrew. She's expected to leave Jamaica on Friday. And finally, school administrators are being urged to make an immediate report to the parish medical officers of health or the health department if they suspect cases of hand, foot and mouth disease in their school. The urging comes from Health Minister Dr. Fenton Ferguson as the ministry recorded an outbreak of the illness in 35 schools up to Wednesday morning. Cases have been reported in the parishes of Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Thomas, St. Catherine, Portland and St. Anne. Dr. Ferguson is appealing to parents to remove infected children from school until they have fully recovered to prevent further transmission. He's also recommended that schools regularly clean and disinfect their facilities, particularly areas where young children frequent. In the meantime, the Health Ministry has provided schools with guidelines on managing hand, foot and mouth disease. Information is also available on the Ministry's website at moh.gov.jm. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.